Alright, welcome back to the next video in remotely controlling your Linux machine, Raspberry Pi in this case, with Visual Studio Code. We're working on permissions. If you remember from the last video, we couldn't actually modify this index.html file because, again, it's owned by www.data, which is what command I was just kind of looking up right here. But again, we're in this. So what we're going to do here is go ahead and make it so that the user that we're using, so in this case, the user is called admin. All right, so let's be clear. I made this user called admin. Of course, it is a pseudo user, so that's something else to be thinking about as we're going through this. Admin is a pseudo user. But what we want to do is be able to create all the stuff. Now, I'm going to go through some steps that should make it somewhat a little bit more secure. Again, what we're doing is everything you do to this is making it less secure. Now, one thing you could do is just go ahead and just open up var www to everyone and make it so anyone can access it and use it. And I mean, that is an option. And again, if you're just trying to learn how to do the remoting, that's one thing, which again, that's why we're probably going to lose a little bit of security what we're about to do. But the whole point of this is to remotely control the Pi, right? You want to be able to, through this, edit what you need to edit and work on it remotely. And just the web page has just weird permissions that we kind of got to deal with. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and put admin into a web group. So we're modifying admin, adding it to that. And so again, we're just running a couple commands to get through getting the admin in the web group. Then we're going to give the www right ownership. So let's go ahead and again change owner, recursive admin www data to the group, and then we're going to go ahead and start modifying the ownership for it. So find it, execute chmod, so modifying the permissions essentially, and that's essentially giving it read, write, execute for owner and group, read and execute for others. And then, so that's the directories. Alright, that's directories. And then this is for the files. Okay. So, once we get through that, I got a couple more commands we're going to run. And if you need to pause this video to see these commands, zoom in, whatever you need to do. But again, it's kind of making it so they're both all in the same group. So whatever admin does, www can still read it. Because I've done this a few times, and students, as I just saw, you can't actually modify the file with admin, so we had to do that. But then all of a sudden, because admin is admin, then www can't read it. So when you try to do stuff, especially when we mess with databases and stuff, we get that. So there's just a few commands to do, and again, there's other ways to do this, and if we absolutely need to just give full permissions, that's something maybe another video I'll do, where just like, all right, we're just going to go ahead, give this. So I went into the sudo file, that's what that last command was, so you can see in here, and then it wants me to go ahead and I need to add those two. Let's see if I can make it line up correctly. Alright, and then this is new. Yeah, okay. It looks like it started straight into nano for me, so Control O will save it. That says overwrite it, so overwrite it. Control X to get out of it. And now the next commands are me trying to check to see if it works. So let's go ahead and alright, admin has access to it, www data, which is the folder we wanted, or the group we wanted. So, let's go ahead and try the first step. We probably won't be able to try the other one right away, so let's get rid of all this styling for now. That's fine. Let's get rid of the body. Let's go try the hello world. Hello world. Control S, and it's saved. So those permissions allowed us. And again, the goal is, I mean, the permissions for this wasn't too hard. I mean, you can just give whatever user. Again, admin is the name I happen to call mine, but give them permission to it. However, the goal was also then, and we'll see this probably later if we have any issues, I'll definitely point it out. But the point is that now that we should have given www data access to it as well. And here we go. That's IP address we've been working with. Hello world. And you kind of remember from last video what it was showing originally was all of that essentially Apache PHP stuff showing it was working. And that is it. So again, you can see you might need to do some research on yourself, but the point is, right, you need to give admin access to the folder and all the files and everything under it. And then at the same time, you also need to give www data access to the files that admin creates. Those are the two key things that you need to make happen when you're trying to do this remote access. And again, this should be a fairly secure way to do it. So it really only has those two files. But again, that does give one more person access to it. It always makes stuff less secure. But again, if you just want to try it, there are a bunch of commands if you're doing some research that just look for commands that give permission to everyone. That's what a couple students had to do just to get it to work. And again, we're working on Raspberry Pi in this classroom. We can't get to it from the outside world, so it is for a training purpose, just to learn in the remote thing like we just did here. Now I can add files in here, and then as you saw, they can show up on the web. So just kind of understanding how that works. That's all I have for this video. Again, just making sure you have the correct permissions to get it done. Thank you. Have a good day.